Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hey, welcome back to the Dirty Knobs podcast. I'm your host, Hollywood Mike Miranda, and as always, my co-hosts are EC Eric Carter and JV James Vicente. This episode is pretty cool. We talk about the best BMX parts in the 80s, our favorites. So I'm sure it's going to be controversial. You guys are going to have some different opinions. So please, hey man, comment. Let us know what you think where we're wrong and what you think was better. Also, while you're commenting, hey, hit the button to subscribe. We need subscribers. We like subscribers. Subscribers is how we know who to give stuff away to. The winner on this episode is Track Life BMX, Mr. Eric Sweets. That's our winner for this one. So, hey, man, get a hold of us. Reach out on our website, dirtyknobs.com. Give us your mailing address so we can send some cool stuff to you. While you're on the website, all you folks, tune in and buy a t-shirt, man. Buy a hat. Get some stickers. We'd love to send some stuff out to you. Pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, here comes the show.
Look at that shit, dude.
Dude, what's the longest that hair's ever gone?
Oh, it's been a little bit longer than this.
Yeah?
Back when I thought I was a grunge guy.
You're looking like you're about to drag the carcass of a Tyrannosaurus Rex into your cave.
Dude,
bro,
tasty bowls, bro. Captain Caveman and Spicoli combined.
Hey, yeah. How about some Scooby snacks?
Look at this, dude. This is what you use. This is what you use to rub your ribs with. It's a little bit of salt, pepper, and paprika.
I guess I'm way over the sodium content on this one.
Dude, yours isn't even salt. Yours is powdered donuts.
That's it.
I got to plug in. I need a brewski. How's things going, guys?
Don't give us a stall question. Come on. How's it going, guys? What? This is what he goes. Look, how's it? Hey, tell me how. Hey, your lives are important to me. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking while I go run.
That's what volume is for. I can just go right here, turn that shit up.
Yeah, I like that.
I can hear you over here.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that you said, hey, how's it going? Then you hit mute.
Dude, I got a big one tonight. Whoa. Look at this guy.
Is that an oil can over there? What is that?
Foster's? It's got a Foster's?
Dang, that's legit.
Wow.
I gotta hold the mug the right side up.
Yeah, that would help.
Do you know?
Wow, matching.
Dude, do you know where I got this? I want to tell you where I got this.
Okay.
Where'd you get? Wow, I'm totally interested. Where'd you get that?
I was, I coach a Nike team, right?
Yes.
So this was a gift from the Bennett family. One of the, there's two of their kids. Ryder and Kira are on my team, and they gave me this for being a coach.
That's cool.
End of the year. So
they gave you a beer.
They did.
Give you a beer.
Great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Dude, every time my neighbors, when I'm home and my garage door's open, it's like a big neon sign or like a bat signal in my neighborhood. Hey, Mike's home. Bring your bikes over so he can fix them for you.
Oh, no way.
That's how that works.
And they always come over, and I go, yeah, just leave it. Come back in an hour. And, I do whatever to it. And they always come back with beer. I haven't bought beer in a year.
They know.
They haven't paid for getting their bike fixed in a year.
Never.
Too.
Well, so they had, if I have to get parts or give them parts, then they'll buy me twice as much beer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always beer.
Cool.
And they go, what kind do you like? I go, my two favorites are free and cold.
That's right.
So they always bring me some kind of whatever. So listen.
Unless it's an IPA. No grass trimmings?
No grass trimmings. Yeah. I don't lick the mower. No. Yeah. My dad said once, he said, "You want a straw?" My dad said, "I don't suck nothing but tits."
Yeah.
He said, my dad said chi-chis. I don't suck nothing but the chi-chis. So no straws for my dad. So I don't use a straw.
I'm
Tough
actually
on milkshakes.
I just stopped using straws about 10 seconds ago. So I can say the same thing.
Yeah.
That joke's going in my back
Yep.
pocket.
Yep. I don't suck nothing but chi-chis.
I gotta I think my audio is good, but I should go next level, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
much
always
better
good.
when you hook that up.
Oh, there it is.
You got to plug it in though.
I know. It turns out.
Just for looks.
There we go. How's that?
It's like
Same. Sounds the same.
perfect.
Now it sounds better.
There you go. It's perfect.
Yeah. Sounds the same.
I got to tell you, man, this is probably always my favorite part of the podcast.
It is a podcast.
It is the podcast.
You could cut up these 10, 15 minutes each one and have content for days.
Oh, dude, don't you think I have a file called outtakes
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
or the cut up pile?
Mm.
Oh man. And
EC,
speaking
does that fit the whole fits the whole can, right?
Yeah. Yep.
you know,
finish that before it gets you'd have to finish that quick, right? Because it'll get warm.
It's me and my horsey and a quart of beer.
hey, did you hear what James just said? I
What?
mean, that is wisdom.
What did you say?
I said, yeah, you have to finish that quick because there's so much in there that it'll get warm by the time you get to the bottom.
I know, but you know what you do for that? You put this thing in the freezer before.
Oh,
No. You know what you do for that?
drink it fast.
See, JV knows.
Dude, I'm not on the you guys
you both have witnessed the program.
I'm not on the Hollywood program, dude. When you go to the restaurant and you walk in you're going to get tacos. Hey, would you like a beer? Yeah. 2 Tecates.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes away and then Mike has to stop him and go, that's for me.
Yeah. Right now.
I don't know what he
for
wants.
2. Yeah.
And they go like this. Okay, now bring another one.
Okay, now I'm ready for something with my meal.
But you gotta coat the stomach.
No, I just don't like warm beer.
Hey, you got to start your engines. It's a little primer.
It's primer. Got to primer the pump.
Yeah,
Right, dude.
I like that. I actually
JV,
like that.
JV, I mean, way back when JV would say, dude, slow down on those.
I know.
It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint.
I remember.
JV,
Not a sprint is what you used to say.
isn't it? It's kind of weird, right? When you sit down to do it, when you sit down to dinner and he does that, what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
And he does it with 2 and you kind of look at him like, shit. Because you're like wondering, am I supposed to do that?
No. JV, first JV said, oh, you got to get sophisticated and have a cocktail before dinner.
Oh, man.
And so, like, I saw him, I don't know, 6 months, a year later, and we meet up and we were having dinner, and I ordered it was Bombay Sapphire.
It was a gin and tonic, I think. I was just going to say,
and-
do you remember the drink?
Yep,
I
gin and
couldn't-
tonic. It was
And I
Bombay
remember
Sapphire.
where it was. Grand Central Station.
Correct, grandson. Exactly right. And I'm just, wow. And he goes, "Hey, you gotta cut. No, you gotta cut that out.
That's
You can't do
gin,
that."
man. That's like a
You
little
still
higher
need-
proof.
He goes, "Hey, man, there's a charcoal filter associated." Say, you know what? I know I'm wasting all that information on you, but you just gotta stop. You gotta switch to something else.
Oh, man.
Ice cold, like them cold.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so I
They'll
was
fight
more.
you.
Or when you sit down to tacos and it's the beer and the tequila shot.
Always, yeah.
Right.
Love that. Woo!
And it's
Look at him.
it is.
He's all
I'm so
giddy.
excited. I'm excited. I'm geeking out again. Woo!
It's Casadores too, right?
There you go.
Casadores and a Modelo or Ducati.
Yeah.
Man, that's that is. Look at you two. Hold on, one more. Hold on a second. I feel like you both took a drink at the same time.
Oh,
That's
Ready?
right.
Ready, JV?
at that.
Nice.
Dude, that thing is delicious. Dude, I was out in the sun all day digging and running the mini X and just dusty. And I told Mike, Mike and Jamie, they gave me this. I'm like, I'm gonna save that thing I've been saving it for a special day.
Yeah.
Today's a special day, dude. I get to hang out
There
with
you
my
go.
friends.
Yes.
It is a special day. I was looking forward to it. I was saying to JV, man, I miss talking to you guys.
I know.
I
So-
miss this.
So what do we got?
Hold on. Let me just say that I miss. Yeah, we're no. It all ends up freestyle anyway.
That's kind of a
I agree with you, Hollywood. I know. I look forward to this.
And
I'm with you.
I get to cheat a little bit because when I edit, I get to listen to us again.
I know.
And I
Yeah.
got to be honest with you, I laugh my ass off when I'm editing. I'm laughing my ass off. Sometimes Sierra will come up here and goes, she'll come up and shut my door, or she'll say, "What's so funny?" And she wants to know what she wants to listen to whatever makes me laugh.
See what's in on
And
it.
she'll listen. She'll look at me and she goes, "I don't get it."
So
just-
funny.
I love it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Mm.
Oh man. Yeah. So we do have, we should, I'll tell you this, when we did the last one we did with the three of us, which was awesome. We talked about bad parts, crappy BMX stuff.
We got some traction on that. People commented, huh?
Dude, heck yeah.
They
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, that was cool. And I sent it to Mike. Maybe we'll put it on the Dirty Knobs site. But I listened to it and I wrote down all of the parts to make the bike.
Oh,
So
no
we had
way.
so it had it had a complete.
And I was thinking, we listed all the crappy parts. And I was like, that's the crap bike.
Yeah.
And that bike, and if that bike would probably be the most wanted, obscure.
It would be the most expensive, probably.
Dude,
Right?
we need to build that bike.
Oh no.
Yes.
No.
Afford to build that bike.
Yeah, I can't afford exactly. Who can afford to build that?
Hey, so what's the lowdown? Obviously, it's got to be a slingshot.
Brother, I have it written down because
No way.
Yeah, list it out.
All right. Bike, slingshot,
See?
cranks, clem twin,
Mm-hmm.
chain. I had Hohoku,
Hohoku?
but it really was Acme. Should have been the chain. Remember that
Yep,
the
the
Acme
Acme.
chain that was super
Double
fat?
thick.
Yeah.
With the Pro Guard.
With the Pro Guard, I have that bars, Galindo, brake
Yes.
guard, dyno,
Yes.
chain guard, Pro Guard. I have the Browning 2-speed here. The hair trigger was the other one. The
Brake lever,
plastic
yeah.
sprocket addicts,
Yes.
addict stem, number plate saber, spokes. I think I put like spoke gears, like spoke.
Oh no, Spokey Dokies.
Spokey
Yeah.
Dokies.
Yeah, Spokey Dokies on there.
spoke flare. I think I labeled it.
Yeah.
Spoke flare. Rims, Z rims, uni seat, the CW laid back as the seat post, or the aluminum flute.
Dude,
Yeah.
We talked about.
I think it would be a fantastic bike.
Yeah. Snake belly tires, Cobra grips, and I think they were the Shimano DX pedals. I think was the last thing.
Well, that's a Galindo bars.
I
Yeah.
had that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a bike that would flex so much that as you're
like a
pedaling,
rubber band.
pedaling, just things would just fling off, man. No,
I think that bike would be a Frogtown Flyer.
it'd be a Frogtown smasher. Hey, so what that led me to that, since it got so much, we're talking about, what about doing the best bike, like your favorite parts? Your favorite parts. I'm
Yeah.
interested. I mean, EC, you and I rode a lot of the same bikes, same type of bikes or same bikes.
Yep.
JV probably has more experience on more bikes, but like your favorite frame set or what you think the best frame set was. I guess that's two different things, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, there was the bike I liked the most
Yeah.
There's the bike I did the best on. And then, but I think like the best bike, I almost have to say, my opinion is the Patterson.
Really?
And the reason why I say that, and I have no personal experience, but a lot of pros, when they got their bikes made, like custom bikes,
Yeah.
they started off Pattersons. They copied Pattersons. And like
Oh.
so that's what made me think of, well, maybe Patterson might be the best bike.
The free agent bike kind of morphed into that as well. Where like when free agent came out with their bike, a lot of riders would ride free agents that, like, if they were on a bike company that made a shitty bike, they would ride free agents as well. Especially when they made the limo.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
When they
the
made,
limo.
and I think the Patterson back in the day was long for its time too.
Yeah.
And I also think the fact that they didn't have a bunch of gussets or something that was very, you looked at it and you knew it was a Patterson.
Yeah.
Like if you had a Diamondback and had a diamond in the front, or if a Mongoose, you knew what it was.
Right. Same with the free agent. The free agent was really stealth.
Yeah. And you could just put stickers on it. It could be anything.
Right. Right.
But not my favorite. What's of the bikes that you raced, what was your favorite frame?
Ooh, man, that's a tough question.
It's super tough.
Because I could pick both of yours. I could pick both of yours.
And I know that I have two bikes that were it's a real toss up for me. Obviously, when I kind of had a breakout year when I was on free agent. I loved my free agent bike, but I think I really went to the next level when I rode on my Hutches. And I think that was a combination of things, of the environment I was around. Obviously, I was on tour with Mike, great motivator. There was a lot of good things around that, but man, that bike, and I rode a Judge. I liked a little bit steeper head angle, but I loved the loop tail. I loved the way that bike handled. And man, I had a lot of success on that bike. And then my second bike was when I came back to racing, back, what was it, 92, 93, Big E loaned me a GT Pro Series. I don't know what it was, some GT bike. And dude, that's when I got my real first AA win in ABA. I had a couple NBL ones, but like went to Phoenix. I mean, I hadn't been racing. I kind of was still coming off the couch. I was on Hyper, but I was riding a GT, and that GT was so good, dude. I felt so good with that bike. But if I had to pick one, I would have to say my Hutch.
And if I was going to pick yours, I would have said your green Hutch.
Yeah, well, yeah. So
with that crazy
snake post.
Snake post, yeah.
No, but it was my Hutches were just, dude. I felt so in unison with that bike. It was just an extension of me. Like I didn't have to think about what I was doing. When I would go into a corner, just the bike would track where I wanted it to, like, automatically. And you guys have both had that same feeling as well with whatever bike you're on. And when you have that feeling where I call it turning neutral, where when you turn, you don't lean too far over and then have to stand it back up and then lean it back in again. You just engage the corner and it just turns all the way through. And that's exit speed. Every time you have to stand it up and lean it in and stand it up and lean it in and fight it, you're compromising exit speed. Yeah. And with my Hutch, especially when I got back east, man, when I got to race like Louisville and South Park and those courses, and there was so much speed when you cornered, and that bike cornered so good, I would carry so much speed. It didn't even matter if I got good starts. I could come through the pack because that bike just carried speed, man. I loved that bike.
JV?
It is tough to think of the bike. You think of the bike you rode the longest, and I think the bike I liked was the bike I rode probably the least amount of time was the TNT.
Oh, really? You still got that?
No, I broke it. Remember I told you the story that I busted it, and I talked to Mark Zalewski because I wanted to try and replace it, and they had already discontinued that just that bike itself with this, the size, because I wanted to just get the same exact one. And he's like, we don't make that make that anymore. And that the way that and those angles are and everything and the length. And so I went with a XL at the time, it was longer. And I rode it for a while, but I definitely did not to kind of like the way you described it, EC, just feeling comfortable. I was never like a good jumper, and I felt so good. I remember, Mike, I don't know if you remember, Mike, at Woodward, that back berm, we used to jump it sideways.
Yes.
And going backwards, but then going sideways. And man, I just felt so comfortable with that. And I'm not a big jumper or anything. And I was like, and I felt good, like to your point, good control. The other bike, I would say Free Agent. I had a Free Agent when I was with Galindo. We had the green Free Agent. The only color I think that they made for the team. And I liked Free Agent. I thought the bike was cool, was really nice.
Yeah.
You two and your green bikes.
See.
Oh shit, that's right.
Well, my favorite bike was the Hutch Pro Series.
Yeah.
That was that short loop tail. It just felt great. And the first time I got to ride, the first one I raced, I built it at the hotel, rode it in the parking lot for a little bit, and then went to practice the first day. I got it. So I didn't get all my parts and everything until I was at the first race for Hutch.
Wow.
It was in Washington.
They delivered it to the hotel. Is that how you got it?
Yeah. I forgot where. I think it might have got shipped to Brad Moore's house, and Mr. Moore brought the frame and fork and bars and what have you. And I had some parts, and I built it at the hotel for the first time. And the first time I came out of the parking lot, I could not believe how fast that bike accelerated because of the short rear end.
Yeah.
And I could speed jump anything. I could pull up anything because of the short rear end. And I really and coming off of a torquer with the long rear end, with the laid back seat post angle, it was night and day difference, and I loved it.
Yeah, those bikes accelerated. Those Hutches accelerated so fast. It was crazy, right?
I didn't like the forks that they flexed so much in the gate.
Yeah,
that was the only thing I didn't like about them. But yeah, I loved it. Which brings us to forks. The best. Have you ridden any forks that you really liked that stood out to you, or just go with whatever went on the frame?
I was a go with whatever's on the frame.
Same.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people talked about Botima forks like for a while, right?
Yeah, they looked cool.
They like, but it's always, frame fork is kind of a package deal, except for landing gear and Botima.
Oh, yeah. Landing gear.
And those two were the ones those are the fork sets that I always see. People would buy those specific forks and put them on another bike.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Hutch made forks. He thickened up the dropouts so it was stiffer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were good forks though. I liked them.
Yeah.
I never broke any.
Same. Never.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I broke some CW forks. I would crack the tab off the end where the axle went through. But yeah, man. All right. How about, what do you think the best handlebars that you rode?
I already know mine.
See, I love that you have that.
Yeah.
I can't believe JV is having to think about it. I thought JV would just jump right out.
I'm gonna say. He
doesn't want to say Galindo because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's what he was thinking about. He's like, shit, do I say it or not? Should I tell the truth or not?
I actually like them. I like them.
He liked the bend. You like the bend.
I like the bend.
I love the seat post clamps on my handlebars.
Yeah, it flexed a little bit.
I like the bend, and if you didn't like it, just ride it a little bit. They'd bend some more. It'd be all right.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, man!
JV, seriously, tell me about why Galindo.
It really is the bend. I like the bend, the shape of it. I mean, that is the biggest part to me. I didn't care it didn't bother me, the crossbar component and all that. It didn't bother me. I mean,
even though it creaked, it would creak sometimes. You had to put chain lube
on your bars,
on your handlebars. Come Come
I
on.
didn't
now.
I didn't put oil. I didn't like lube it up or anything. I mean,
You greased it.
He greased it once
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
The sentence that nobody ever said. Pardon me, I have to go grease my crossbar.
anyone
You
have
got-
an Allen key? I gotta tighten up my
Yeah.
handlebar.
You got any lube? I gotta lube my bars.
I gotta lube my crossbar.
That's like code for something.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I gotta lube my crossbar.
Hey, I was at the rest stop. I don't know what was going on in the next stall, but I think that guy was lubing his crossbar.
That's right. Oh shit. Oh goodness.
All right,
Yeah.
Steve. I'm dying to hear yours.
Mine are the Woodieton bars. The Woodieton Hutch bars, without no question, man. They before that they were like star bars. Like
What are star bars? What are
star bars were like, there was a you remember a guy Robbie Taft?
Sure.
He rode for a Star Products or whatever. I don't know. It was like a local team, but Star Bars and Woodieton bars were the same thing.
I'm gonna get Robbie Taft was an Orange County local guy, or he
Correct.
was Orange Y, yeah.
Yep,
I'm gonna guess that those star bars were probably made by either Voris Dixon
I'm sure.
or CW
Yeah,
or somebody. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure that they were made by Voris, almost positive. But I was Woodieton bars the whole time.
Wow.
Once I got on Hutch and I got those Woodieton bars, those were the bars that I rode my whole career, all the way.
Did you use those VDC bars when you rode for them or no?
I think I rode a couple of races with them, but man, they were
Funky. Talk about fun. We didn't talk about that with the funkiness.
They were
funky.
Changa.
Those
Yeah.
were Changa.
Very
Those were
Yeah.
bad.
We forgot about those.
Those were like next level CW.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Those were
They were CW without the sophistication.
That's right. Exactly. So bad. Oh, but yeah, for sure the Woodieton bars, man. I literally would take those bars, and when I would find them, because they stopped making them, when I would find them, I actually would buy them up. I had like a stash of them that I kept. I still have probably I don't know, 4 or 5 pairs of them at my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Just in
What?
case.
Yeah. Right.
No, really, I'm a hoarder. That's why.
Oh,
Hollywood?
but yeah, man. The first bars I thought were going to be my favorite because I had a dream bike, right? I had that Mongoose that John George, the team Mongoose that he held up. Well, that was my dream bike. And when I finally, worked at the bike shop long enough to buy one, it had these aluminum handlebars. I thought, these
aluminum.
blue aluminum handlebars. Oh, they're going to be so awesome. It was the second thing that broke on the bike.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those.
And then I thought, then I tried. Lee Medlin had the first set of Redline V bars I ever saw.
Oh,
And I-
V-bars.
I remember when he used to race with those.
Yeah, and I sat on his bike once, and he put my hands. I was like, "Ooh, I didn't like that. I didn't like the feel of them." But I'll tell you, my favorite bars. This is going to blow your mind. Galindo.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I did like the bend.
Oh
Hey,
my
look at this.
I love the bend of those bars.
You killing me.
Oh man, I love the bend of those bars.
You
That's
clowns.
crazy. That was the second best thing about those bars. The second best thing about those bars. The first best thing about those handlebars was Rudy Galindo.
Dude, you're a crossbar looper too.
I am. That was, hey, by the way, that was me in that rest stop bathroom.
That's what exactly I was going to say. Yeah.
No, dude, Rudy Galindo was the super nicest
Great.
guy. He was a road racer, and he like a GP moto, not moto, but GP road racer.
Yeah. Yep.
And he came up with they were making them for whatever, I don't know, but he made those bars, and I loved him. But he was so funny, and he
Just a
treated
regular
us,
dude. Yeah.
Oh, regular dude, but he went 200 miles an hour and scraped his knees,
Wow.
and he was
So he was high level
funny.
guy.
Oh yeah. He was high level, and he
Wow.
was super cool to James and I.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Lindo
and he
bars.
had a guy that worked for him. His marketing guy name was Bedford.
Mm.
Super cool cat. He always drove around in a convertible car in an old like 1962 whatever convertible.
I like that.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a cool cat, man. They were always good to us.
Yeah.
I wish you would have kept that car you had, Hollywood.
Yeah, the 68 Bonneville,
The
Priscilla.
one we used to always take
Mm.
that thing to Hollywood, and oh
Yep.
man, I love that thing.
Took it to the Metro, took that thing everywhere.
Yeah, Club
Yep.
70s.
Yep, Club 70s on Sunday night.
That was a good car.
The Galindo, his daughter, he had a daughter that
Yeah, he did.
his,
Jimmy
went to-
Mock was going out with her. or something,
no,
right?
Mackie,
Oh, Mackie.
Jim
That's
Mackie.
right.
Jim Mackey.
That's right. Mackie was going out with her.
Yep, Jim Mackie went out with her.
How
Yeah.
about Jim Mackey? Whew. I wonder where Jim Mackey is right now.
Wow. Don't know.
Don't know.
Somewhere in the desert. Yep, probably somewhere out there still.
I'm sure.
Yeah. What about that's a bar. So what about the stem? Best stem?
Best stem. JV?
I don't know. DK. I had TNT. I had TNT also. DK, TNT. I don't know. Not so. I wasn't so. I don't think it really. I could tell the difference, to be honest with you, on the stem thing. So I would say DK.
I didn't like that little thin, was it TNT? Whatever. They were narrow. I didn't like them.
TNT.
Yeah. They rocked sideways. My Hutch stem. Yeah.
I liked my Hutch stem. I would say when the A headset stuff started, I had this Big E had given me like a prototype GT power light. I don't know what it was. It was some stem that basically he found in the bag. Probably Billy Griggs or one of those dudes made. It was laying around and he gave me the stem. And that stem was I loved that stem. But it just seemed to like Mike said, from the stiffness. Yeah, I didn't get the twist. It seemed really solid with the bars. So, like if you're in the gate and you're like doing this, you some stems would get that side to side flex.
Yeah.
And that stem was really, really solid from that standpoint. I really like that part about it. So
if you had those narrow TNT stems and the original Hutch forks, you'd be in the gate going like, wobbling all over. Trying to keep still
And the Galindo bars.
And the Galindo bars. Yeah. Look like
You're bumping into everybody next to you.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh man, you were up in the gate shivering. Yeah, no good.
Hollywood, what do you got? Stems.
So yeah, the Hutch stem I thought was great.
Hutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked it because it was wide and it never came loose. Yeah, I loved it. It was a good bar. It's good stem.
Had the big H in it.
Correct.
Yep,
Big
it
H in the
did.
top.
Yeah.
And all right, here's going to be a tough one. Here's going to be a tough one. Your favorite grips. Oh, I should have saved those for last because it's so much of what you touch.
I know mine for sure.
Well, go ahead then. What's yours for
Yeah,
sure?
JV, we've been going in order, JV.
Oh,
What you
man.
got?
You guys are gonna laugh.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's gonna be those Galindo grips, the grenades. I think they called them. I can't remember. They had the one I told you. It had the little thing at the end of it, like a little plastic nub that stuck out that you would put into your handlebars.
Yeah, it was like the first grips that had the real an end cap to it.
Yeah,
It was the first grip that had
would
that. Yeah.
stick out a little bit. So when you lean your bike against the wall, it wouldn't like ruin your handlebars. I don't know, something like that. It was, yeah, those are Amy's old school, regular. But I like the Galindo ones because they were thick, and I have big hands. So I like the.
There he goes bragging. There he goes bragging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
yeah,
hey guys, I got big hands.
Yeah. By the way, I've got big hands.
See?
Let me just.
I got big hands.
And they were thick.
Oh,
They were like really, really thick grips.
that's what I didn't like about them.
You didn't like that.
No,
'Cause you
you
got
know
small
why?
hands.
I got small hands. I got small hands. I got tiny little hands. I got just tiny little hands. That's why. Didn't like those grips. All right, EC, what grips for you?
Jive handles.
Whoa.
Yes.
I
Jive
stole my
handles.
stole
What
my
a-
thunder. Stole my thunder.
Jive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jive
yeah.
handles.
Yeah.
They were super, super basic grip. They had this little circle logo thing that was just randomly put on the grip. And but man, whatever magic compound that those guys brewed up, I'm personal friends with Colby at ODI, and they have some phenomenal rubber compounds now with their grips. I mean, ODI makes an amazing product now. But back 92, 93, when I was coming back, I got on Jive handles, and man, those guys, whatever that compound was, phenomenal. And I would stretch them a little bit. So I'd take them out of the wrapper and I'd give them a little bit of a stretch and then put them on. So they'd just be a little tiny bit longer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many times did you do that?
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
No, I loved those grips. They were so good, and they would break in so nice with that rubber compound. I really, really loved those grips.
Dude,
You're the
I'm gonna sound like a weasel here, man, but best grips I ever rode with were Jive handles.
See?
Dude, I loved them because they were, unlike James, I have small hands. So
Yeah,
they were small. They were very thin
Right.
and they were soft right when you put them on. The downside was, dude, they were out in about a week. They
Yeah,
were
fast. Yeah, they would go fast. I actually was sponsored by them. It was good. I was pretty stoked. I got hooked up with them. I rode them, and then I actually contacted them and said, "Man, your grips are amazing. Like, can we work something out?" But I agree with what you're saying, Hollywood. They were thin. I like thin grips. I got small hands. I always liked when I was grabbing onto my bars, I liked it to be small. I didn't like it to be big. I felt like I had more power if my hands could wrap all the way around the handlebar.
Well, I was just going to ask you, because you're stretching the grip when it first comes out. So you're actually making it almost thinner.
Correct.
Right, when it comes on.
Absolutely. Yep. It would make it even thinner.
Like you're almost on the handlebar.
Pretty much.
You're just like touching the handlebar.
Yeah. It probably wasn't 3 millimeters, I imagine, by the time I stretched it.
I used Amy grips almost my entire career. I
thought you were going to say Amy, because you were an Amy guy.
Yeah, I
were an Amy guy.
I love the Amy dual grips. I love them.
Yeah.
Those were
Amy
great.
had good grips,
and they were thin, they were tough on your gloves.
Mm-hmm.
They worked great with gloves. I mean, your hands did not move. But if you didn't wear gloves when you practice, it would tear your hands up, man. It would tear your hands up. And but I love those grips. And the first time I tried those Jive handles, they were on Big E's bike. Yeah. And I was working at GT. It was after my racing career. And I sat down with Barnes. Oh, dude, these are awesome. And I put them on my, my after work riding bike, a GT. And that's what I rode with. I was like, oh man, I wish I had these all these years.
I know.
They're great grips.
Yeah. You know what? Big E might've actually been the one that turned me on to those guys. When I came back to racing, Big E really helped me out a lot. Sliding stuff out the back for me, the special stem, check these grips out, check out this bike. And
big shout out to Big Eric Bartoldas, our friend at Yoshimura.
Yeah, the best.
And he's been such a great influence on so many kids, so many riders. And he had that knack of finding riders.
Oh man.
And and making them feel like part of a family.
Yeah, I will. You know what's good about Big E? Big E, like you said, he could see something in riders, but Big E would bring riders onto the team. There was a lot of times where you would get a rider that would get onto Big E's team, and people would say, why did they pick that guy up? And then Big E would create atmosphere, create confidence, and build these riders, these kids, into being what they were. He was
that's pretty awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So he knew there was kids that he would bring on a team. He would be like, I know that if that kid under our tent with our atmosphere and our positivity, he's going to go places. So yeah, man, super, super, super good guy. I message with him a lot. I'm always staying in contact with Big E. He's one of my favorites.
Yep. All right. So moving back on the, what about brake lever?
Brake lever. Certainly not that big moto lever you gave to Robbo.
No, terrible. Terrible idea. I thought Stu Thompson was, let me try this out. No.
I think I had some type of a die comp. It was a little bit longer lever, but I would always custom bend my levers. I'd always take the the closed end of a wrench, slide it over and give it a little bit of a bend and give it a little bit more. So it just had a little bit more leverage on it.
I can't remember. I think, die comp or Shimano, whatever. I mean, not a long lever. I didn't like the one that went all the way to the end. I was more of a maybe half the grip, I think is probably right.
Well, with those big hands of yours, they were all short levers, right?
That's right. That's right.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Just regular old die comp lever. But
Yeah.
I remember Steve Giverson, like you, EC, he would take a wrench and he would put a wiggle in his, he did double notch that thing on.
Yeah. I would just take my lever, and I would just, if this is the lever, I would just put the wrench on it and I would just bend it out forward a little bit and just give it a little bit extra loop on it.
Yeah, same. I would push mine out a little bit. Exactly.
Yeah. So, but
where did you position your lever?
So I liked the
down side,
no, I was probably, I'll call it 45. I was 45.
Same.
Yeah. I like the lever to be long, and then I would slide the clamp all the way in. I liked the lever to be long because then you had a lot of leverage over it. So it was real smooth and easy to pull.
Yeah. Far away from your grip. I like it.
And loop the cable. When you put the cable in, you put oil into the housing and on the cable. So it's nice and super, super easy on the touch.
So to be clear, first you stretch.
First
and then you lube.
Then you lube. Exactly.
So bad.
Hey.
So junior high.
So dirty knobs.
So dirty knobs. All right, moving back on the bike. What about C-post clamp? I gotta tell you, I have a strong opinion about this.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I gotta tell you, and I have this conversation with a couple people, and they think I'm crazy.
All right.
So when Hutch, everyone loved those the donuts, the donut C-post clamp. They were terrible.
Yeah, they didn't work.
They were terrible. But when he finally went to Taiwan or China or wherever they came from, the Asian ones where they came from, and the hole was not in the center, it was offset. Those worked great.
Right.
When I see people, I always say, do you have any of those, the American made Hutch? I go, no, those are terrible. Why would you want those? They were terrible. I
guess it's funny that would make sense though, right? If you think about it, it's the different leverage when you tighten it. It's just based in leverage.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
So you're saying you've had C-post clamps that don't keep the seat post in place?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those Hutch ones were shitty, JV.
Wow.
The original Hutch ones, they sucked.
You'd snap the bolt.
Just keep trying to tighten them.
Or you'd strip out the bolt.
Yeah.
Because it didn't tighten enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those were horrible, man. You know what I liked? I don't know if Steve Veltman made them, but they had these. I just thought it was cool because when Veltman made it was called the Posy Stop. When we were running, we were running cantilever brakes.
Oh, that's right. The thing that came off the
So
end.
it had the little L that came off the back of the seat post for the cable holder.
Yeah.
I thought that was genius, dude. I was like, gosh, man, I can't believe Veltman, you're so smart. You make these little tiny things, man, and you cash in on it.
Like rad caps.
Yeah, he was always
rad
thinking,
caps.
B-Dog was just killing the game.
JV, anything on C-post clamp?
No. The last one I have, I think it's on my bike. TNT.
Yeah.
The cheapest one at the shop, right?
I never really had a problem with the seat post clamps not keeping
Yeah.
the seat where it's supposed to be.
Well, that's because you didn't ride Hutch.
Mhm.
We had that an issue.
Those were shitty, man.
Crazy.
And I
Yeah.
remember almost missing a race once because I couldn't get it loose.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it loose, and I ended up hacksawing this. God, I remember this like it was yesterday. I'm in the living room of my parents' house, and I couldn't get the seat post clamp I couldn't get it to loosen at all. It
Oh my-
frozen. So I was like, I don't know what to do, and my seat post was too high to shut my bike box. So my dad goes, "Oh, I could fix it," and he hacksawed my seat post low enough. And then when I got to wherever I had to go, at the hotel that night, we just put channel locks on there or something, got the seat post finally out.
Oh
And
my gosh.
we had to saw the bolt off of the seat post clamp to get it off.
So crazy.
Wow.
Yep. All right. Seat post. I know EC seat post.
Yeah. I love those things.
That's the snake. The
snake.
S. Yeah.
Oh, the
I always love the snake post.
yeah.
My front end's too short. So
It's
let me
just
just put a seat post on there.
It's almost
Yeah.
like it's just a little short.
But you know what it was, man? It wasn't so much that the front end was short. It was, I think the judge seat angles were steep.
Yeah.
Right. And so it was, you talk about reach and stack in the mountain bike world, right? Where the bottom bracket is, and basically reach and stack is where the bottom bracket is in relation to your handlebars. So most of my bikes, my bottom bracket and my handlebars were in a good position, but the seat for me, the seat angle was too steep. And so that gave me that extra room.
Well, I think if I'm not, I think the judge was a trick star.
Dude, that thing was, yeah.
I think it was
Oh,
a trick.
really?
Yeah. I think, well, I could be wrong, but I think it was basically a trick star without the platform.
It was, I know one thing, man, it was steep seat tube and steep head tube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was steep.
Did you ever hit your feet when you were pedaling and your bars turned?
No, it wasn't that much, but
Didn't
it was
have overlap. Wow.
But it was steep. It was fat. It was a really, really fast turning bike. Like you could just knife that thing. And it took a while. It took a while for me to get used to, man, because, like I talk about that neutral turning, and it was so twitchy. And once I got comfortable with it and once I got used to it, then I could cut down off of those, like when we were racing those ABA races in barns and stuff like that, it was like those little shitty small berms. I don't call them shitty. It was I actually like that type of racing. I thought it was fun, but you could, in just on a 6-foot berm, you could high low on a 6-foot berm with a steep head angle. It was good, man. I really loved it.
JV, seat post. I think you're me. We just ran straight posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight post. Probably the same one I had forever.
Change the stickers.
Yeah, exactly.
I ran a CW laid back post for a short time just because Roger asked us to put them on because he was making them. It was terrible, dude. Made it already a chopper bike even worse. You shouldn't be sitting down and looking down at your rear axle. Terrible.
I never liked the laid back, the whole laid back thing.
You might as well have put a banana seat on your bike with that thing.
Exactly.
Right.
It worked for Andy Patterson because he was so tall.
Yep.
But you know what? The best post I ever used, and it didn't work for everybody, was the RevCore.
Oh,
the RevCore post. Yeah, because it was there was two, that and the SST post.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't Skura make those things?
Yeah. The SST post, it was a straight post, JV. So you could peel the sticker off and put anyone's sticker on, which is what I did at Hutch. I didn't use a Hutch straight post. It was an SST, but in the middle of the post, he had welded inside a straight piece of steel so it wouldn't bend. And it was thin, so it didn't weigh much. So if you used a chrome straight post, I used this from Torker on. I used the same seat post. It was an SST with a different sticker on it. But the RevCore one, remember, they were knurled down where they went into the
Down
frame.
at the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, they were knurled.
Yep.
And sometimes the knurl would make it a little bit bigger in diameter. It was hard to get it in the frame.
Yeah.
But they were those were
It
good.
it wasn't slipping.
It didn't slip. And if you had a Hutch regular seat post clamp, you needed that.
You needed a rev core.
Yeah. All right. Saddle, seat.
Oh, well, yeah, just I got nothing, man.
I had a seat. I don't know how many years, forever. It was, Mike, actually one of your old ones. I don't, it's probably still on my freaking bike. I'm not kidding you. It's probably still on my bike. It had like a suede. It was like suede, the seat.
Yeah.
Those were those San Marcos seats, huh?
It was.
I don't know what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You knew where I was going.
Yeah. I liked it when I will say I liked it when we switched. I mean, they were heavy as shit, but I liked it when we switched from those hard plastic seats and everybody switched over to the San Marcos with the cush.
Yeah. Well, first you had to have the Cashimax with
the lightning bolts.
The lightning bolts on it, right? That was the seat to have.
Yep.
And then I remember my first BMX race, my first BMX bike, it was a Stingray with a banana seat. And then I took a seat off of my sister's 10-speed and I put it on there and I peeled the cover off and then I drilled holes all over it. And it was the most god awful, uncomfortable seat ever. But it was, light and cool, I thought. And then those were terrible. I never had a comfortable seat until I found that one. And because, I would ride miles. I would ride miles on my BMX bike in the morning to train. That was part of what I did was I treated my BMX bike like a road bike. I would just go out in the morning and ride for miles.
Right.
And so when I found that saddle,
it was
a game changer.
Amazing,
man.
right?
Yeah, anything with a little cushion, a little comfort made a huge difference.
Yeah, the only thing. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that was the only reason. I think that later in my career, my saddle height got higher and higher. It was because I rode so many miles in the morning on my bike.
Yeah.
I was going to say the only negative thing about that seat is when you turn your bike upside down, it would scrape the suede.
It would scuff it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were fancy seats back in the day, man. Those were, and they were pricey. Those were not cheap seats.
Compared to what saddles cost now, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But back then that was like $70 for $60 for a seat. Oh, give me that $20 one with the lightning bolts on it.
Yep.
Yeah, man. All right. I got.
Now they don't even sit on the seat.
I know. Now they don't even need seats.
They don't
look at the bikes,
right?
They look like
they certainly don't need seat posts.
No, they look like trials bikes. If their bars were farther forward, if modern day BMX racers, if they were Chicago style, they'd look like trials bikes.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen how they have those on the seat posts? Mike Miller was telling me about this, how they do the seat posts now. They have like a practice post or something. They have it's a post that goes on top of the post, so it's super high. So you can ride it normal, you can pedal around.
Or they usually what they have is they have a telescoping one, like you're talking about, and then they also have a lot of the guys, they have a quick release on their seat post clamp, and then they just have their full extended seat post seat, and so those guys will warm up and they'll ride around in the back with full extension, like spin out their legs, and as soon as they get done with the moto, they swap seats out and they ride around and spin their legs out. So they've taken that from the road stuff and mountain bike stuff and brought it over.
All right. Yeah. Cranks.
Flights.
Redline flights.
Yeah, I think it's probably the only cranks I've had forever.
I'm
one piece.
I'm profile. I did race.
Yeah.
I did race with one piece cranks. I think I honestly I won worlds in '85 with one piece cranks.
There you go.
No, you didn't.
I think I did.
No, you didn't.
I do. I think
Yeah.
I did.
Hold it, started. Let me put my kickstand up. No, I don't think you had one piece cranks in
Please
it.
take the fender off. EC.
Who were you riding for?
Free agent.
You did not have one piece cranks.
There was a picture of it. I'm gonna see because I took it. There was a
One
picture
piece
of it.
crank.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't have one piece cranks and 1/2-inch pedals and
I'm telling you,
kickstand
dude.
and chain guard. No,
I'm gonna try to find the picture.
there's
for
no
you.
way you had one piece crank. You didn't. You can't win the worlds with one piece cranks. Not
I
after.
can't.
Not since 1977 can you win the worlds with the
Hey.
one piece crank.
Hey,
And did you have
Hey.
jeans on and a
Hey.
football helmet?
hey.
Come on.
Let's see it. Oh, that was posted recently.
Yes,
They were
You-
trying to
but-
figure out who that
No,
was.
you're not even have a number plate
Let's
on.
see it.
that was
That's not-
after the race.
That was a photo shoot. That was a bike test.
Yeah, that's
was-
a bike test. That was in your neighborhood.
Dude, that was after the race. That you can actually see that is
You're not
That's-
after the race. After the race, you're just doing hot laps in your uniform. After the race.
after the race. That's why my bike has no plate and no pads.
Your
I'm
race.
telling- Look at one piece cranks.
That's a stock bike.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a stock. That's a full
I don't
stock.
buy it. That's hold on. After the races, I'm just riding I'm doing hot laps after the races.
Nobody expected me to win that race. I won that race, and
You know why they didn't expect you to win?
Yeah.
Because I
Because you had
piece-
one piece.
Yeah,
You had one
that's
piece
what
crank.
makes it better.
With
That's what
reflectors.
Makes,
Wow. All right. One piece cranks.
yep.
So your favorite cranks were one piece cranks.
No, my favorite cranks were profiles.
Yeah.
I like my profiles.
Same here. I switched to profiles.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
I switched to profiles a long time ago too.
Huh.
Yeah.
And when I was on Torker, and when I went to Hutch, was profiles the whole time.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of times, like when I would leave Europe, I would give my bike away, but I would take the cranks with me
Yeah.
because
They were good.
they were good cranks. And if I remember correctly, like the first time I gave my bike away, Hutch was like, "You did what?" I go, "Yeah, I left it there, Crutch, man. It's good. It's a good thing." And he was like, then I went to the next race and I submitted a receipt for profile cranks.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm not buying you any more profile cranks," because I didn't ask profile for. I never got a set of free profile cranks. I would just buy them at the BMX race from, the trade, one of the trailers.
Wow.
Yeah. But I loved them. Well, listen, which brings me to the next one. What about pedals?
Mm,
No question for me.
no question.
Not even close.
JV.
Obviously, from JV's lack of a quick answer, whatever
Yeah.
he had to file.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, changed the cages.
Or you change either you filed them or you changed the cages.
Change the cages. Yeah.
What'd you get?
And I can't remember what the base is though. I don't think they're Hutches.
No, you didn't use Hutches.
No.
Really?
I think you used TNTs.
No.
JV, I thought you would have used Hutches just because of Hollywood.
No. I didn't like Hutch. I didn't like the Hutch pedals when they first, that they were
Wow.
oh, sorry. Did I offend you?
I'm personally offended. I am personally offended that you don't like Hutch pedals. How could you? That's man.
It's
They were
almost
sca-
sacrilegious.
They were
huh?
a little
It
scary.
is.
They were a little scary to me. Those pedals.
For a
When
guy
they-
with big hands, you're scared of pedals.
Yeah. They were a little intimidating. How long the teeth were on that thing. Just saying.
They just
Oh,
you were afraid they were tearing into your Jock's Jag shoes, huh?
that's right.
My shins were already knocked up with chunks of flesh and bone, knocked that cartilage out of there. Yeah, I can't remember. You know what? I have to go look and see what the center of those pedals are that I had. But yeah, I just changed the cages to S&B when I went to them. But
Well, your
that's probably
pedals-
my favorite.
Your pedals were rectangles, just squares.
Rectangle.
Ah, there you go. He's a rectangle guy, EC.
Yeah.
Rectangle.
What about you?
Yeah.
Me?
DC? Yeah.
Ooh, this is close.
Let me guess. They were half-inch in your one-piece cranks, though.
They were half-inch one.
Yeah.
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 I actually think I was on Sun Tours then in that picture. Filed. BC Dave would take those Sun Tour pedals and he would file them, and I actually think he would take a grinder and grind the teeth and make them sharper. But I was man, I know you're going to be surprised when I say this, Hollywood. I liked the GT Little Man pedals. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what those look like.
It's a rectangle as well.
Oh, rectangle.
He too is a rectangle guy.
It's close for me, man. Like, it's weird because I will tell you, man, I have like two, because I quit racing for 2 years and thought I was going to be a Supercross star. I have like up to 1990. So I quit in 91. So from 91 and 92, I raced motorcycles. Up to 90, there's stuff that I liked. Obviously, it was hutch pedals. And I really loved hutch pedals with Crupi cages. I loved how the Crupi cages.
Crupi.
Yep, I love the shape of those. But when I came back, again, Big E slid me some GT Little Mans, and dude, I loved them. I have 5 pairs of GT Little Man pedals in the box still in my garage. People all the time are trying to get them from me.
Wow.
Of course, I'm a hoarder.
You have a problem. You definitely have a problem.
I do.
I'm going to see you on A&E or something.
Some-
TV.
Someday, man, I'm gonna be able to feed my family with what's in the garage.
Someday you're going to die, and it's going to take them 6 weeks to find you in your garage back behind all the ABA newspapers. And go down terrible. Terrible. The first time I went back east, I was on to race. I was on CW, and I saw hutch pedals for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, man, wow!"
Yep.
And I same thing. I just put my foot on the whoever's bike it was, and I was like, "Wow!" And I went over to the trailer to one of and it was I think it was Ernie at Atlantic Cycles or somebody like that, and I bought.
They were awesome, dude.
I bought a pair of hutch pedals.
Yeah, they were good pedals.
And I kept those things. I always used them. And every time I'd go back east, I would buy new hutch cages. But I kept the same pair of pedals for the longest time. And then I was on Torker when I was still on Ben CW when I went to Mr. Hutchins, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Hutchins, my name's Mike Miranda. I've been using your pedals. I think they're the best things in the world." And he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, and I was I was racing B Pro. And he said, "Well, if you need some more pedals, let me know." And I said, "Well, I need some more pedals." And he gave me I finally got a free set of pedals. And I kept, from that point on, I only used hutch pedals, and I loved them. And it was funny. Every pair of Vans I had a circle on the bottom.
I was going to say, they tear the shit out of your shoes.
Oh,
They would, man.
Yeah.
They tore the shit out of your shoes, but they gripped.
Good.
Like,
dude, you could, if you were in the gate and you were adjusting your feet, you could actually hear the rubber like tearing under your pedals while you were moving your feet. They were amazing.
The bad thing was, like, if you came off a jump or something, your foot came back on the pedal a little wrong. You were pedaling all wonky down the next straightaway because you couldn't adjust your foot.
True story, man. 1986. It was the year I ended up winning the ABA AM title, and I needed to win both days at Elsinore, which was the Fall Nationals, last race before Grants. I needed those points, so I won the first day. Second day, big pileup first turn. Everybody crashed. I was first one up, super fast. I don't even think I let go of my bike, but my shoe fell off.
Ooh, not good with hutch pedals. Not good with hutch pedals.
Dude, I rode that whole lap with no shoe and tore the shit out of the bottom of my foot. But I won that damn race.
With Crupi cages.
No, I think I was on hutch. I was on hutch.
God.
Yeah, and it ripped the shit out of my feet, dude. My feet were bleeding when I got to the finish, but I won that damn race, dude. And those points made the difference in Oklahoma
Yeah.
a month later. But yeah, my bottom of my feet were hamburger.
Hey, about 2 years ago, I went to a Harley Davidson dealer to take it was either my wife's bike or mine. We both rode in there to get something done to one of our bikes. And the service writer walks up and he goes, looking down a clipboard, and he walks out and he looks up and he goes, Mike Miranda. And I was like, hey man, how are you? And I had no idea. It's a guy with long hair and tattoos and whatnot. And he goes, it's me, Ryan Crupi. No, he goes, it's me, Ryan Crupi.
Oh
and
my
to me,
gosh.
like Ryan Crupi is like the 9-year-old on free agent.
Yeah, right.
Not the Harley Davidson service rider. I was like,
yeah,
wow,
you
Ryan Crupi.
Yeah, you're not Snoopy Crupi.
No, not Snoopy. Such a cool cat, man. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that kid, man. I liked him when he was a little kid. I loved his dad. Don Crupi, loved his dad.
Salt of the earth, man. Good guy. Good guy, man.
Yeah.
I can't love that guy, man. Seriously, like tears me up talking about him. How important and how influential he was in my career. Like, I gotta say, man, like I won at Reno, and I was still co-factory, and
free agent, co-factory free agent.
yeah, I was on co-factory free agent. That's right. And
with
Don
one piece
was there.
cranks. With
With
one
yeah,
piece
that
cranks.
was one piece.
That's right. And Yvonne free agent had just picked up Leon Williams. So Leon was the factory guy in my age group. And I remember Dawn saying to her, hey, like him and Yvonne had this joke going about like a candy store. Like, man, it's not a candy store. You can't just pick up all these kids. And I guess when I won, like he yelled over to Yvonne, candy store's open. and put me on factory, man. And gave me a shot. You know what I mean? Like I had won this national, but other than that, I was just a main maker. Maybe, thirds and fourths were my best. And Don believed in me. And man, super good guy. And Don, Lene, Samantha, Ryan, the whole family. It's what an awesome, fun BMX family to be around.
Awesome BMX family. Hey, I'm gonna blow you away a little bit on this one.
Yeah.
Don Crupi was a major influence on my golf career.
What?
Yeah. Not all of you may know that I left the bicycle industry for a short time to attempt to become a golf pro. And one of the first people that first influenced me about golf was Don Crupi. And he gave me some of the best advice and steered me down the right way to really learn how to play the game and really how to play the game. And he was a phenomenal golfer.
Man.
Yeah, phenomenal golfer. And Don, so smooth, man, such a cool cat. And he on the very first hole, we had this little we had a little BMX golf contest. It was a golf tournament for just BMXers on a 9-hole. It was a 9-hole par 3 golf course. So perfect for BMXers to play on.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell a secondary story later on about this, but Don Crupi on the first hole, he puts the ball down and it's like 2 inches from the big wooden marker, literally 2 inches of the marker. And he puts the club down and he looks back at all of us standing there, and he goes, boys, the thing you got to do is you got to be smooth. And he just takes the club back. He looks back at us, comes down. His club misses the big marker by, millimeters, picks the ball up like 2 feet from the hole. And then just picks his tee up. Like, we're all going crazy. He's like, hey, yeah, man, every time I do, it's just like this. It's just so smooth.
He is, yeah, man. Don, that is a classic Don story, though, man.
Yeah. He could have been holding it like a martini in his left hand. And
yes.
It was just so good. He was such a great guy and full of life, man.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Very, very passionate about things that he loved, whether it's family or the kids on his team. I mean, dude, if you're in Don's camp, if you're on Don's team, not BMX team, if you're on Don's team, if you're if you're part of Don's family, you're family.
Yeah.
And he defends you to death.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just dude, one of my favorite times, man. It was that race in Whistler with the One Piece cranks. It was so, I wasn't expected to win, and Don was just. I won the pre-race, and Don's like, "You could do this," and the whole weekend, man, he's just filling my head with confidence, just driving me. He's like, "This is your race. You're going to win this thing." Blah 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 blah. So Maine happens. I have a really bad. I'm starting way outside, and at Whistler, that was a horrible gate. So I checked up, high load, pack tangles up. I'm in second behind Dave Bentley. So I'm chasing Dave Bentley around, and I'm coming into, I don't know if you remember Hollywood, but it was that big cereal bowl turn.
Yeah.
And then kind of an uphill right-hander before the last straight. And I'm coming into that cereal bowl, and I'm closing on David Bentley. And we have videotape of it. I can hear Don's yelling at me, "Get him, Aaron, get him." And dude, I took it literally. I rammed him as hard as I could. I literally I wasn't going to catch him. So I went straight, I cut the inside, and I ran into him as hard as I could, blew him off his pedals. And so going into the next corner, he didn't have enough momentum. And I, again, went inside. Don's yelling the whole time, "Get him." I rammed him again, knocked him off his pedals, and I beat him to the finish line to win Worlds. I hit him 2 times. And Don, I think he was the first guy down to the finish line to pick me up and hug me, man.
And when Don said "get him," Don didn't mean pedal past him.
No, yeah, he meant get him.
He meant
Exactly.
get him.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think he ran off the side of the hill and was one of the first people there to hug me. And he was just, what a guy.
What a guy.
That's awesome.
What a blessing to have a guy like that in our life, man. Well, listen, when we get around to telling the Christmas special rental car edition, there is a Don Crupi story to be told.
Dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
But not now. We're saving.
No, I won't tell you. I will tell you guys, one of the biggest honors I've had, man, was Samantha and Ryan when Don passed
Crupi's
away.
2 kids. Yeah. When Don passed.
Samantha and Ryan are Don's 2 kids. They actually, when Don passed away, they both reached out to me and they asked me to speak at Don's funeral.
That's tough.
Dude,
wow.
That's tough. Yeah. You're
I'm
getting cheered
choked up right now.
Yeah. That's tough to do.
It was, but man, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, absolutely, man. It would be my honor to speak about such a fine guy that was just such a integral part of my life and so many others.
Hey,
Whew.
and a big part of getting free agent on the map.
Yes.
I mean, he was the guy that he opened the candy store.
I agree.
And he found all these little nuggets of talent.
Dude, that team he put together, that
Awesome.
first year team that we put together in 85, Ryan Crupi, Robert Zanow, Mike Luna, John Hamilton was on that team, myself,
Kenny May.
Al Ross. No, Kenny May was later. He picked up Kenny May too later. Al Ross, Gary Laurent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Laurent was on that team. There was another older amateur too that I'm spacing, but yeah, man. Charles Townsend.
Charles. Yeah.
Todd Slavic.
Slavic was the next year after me and Charles bounced and went to Hutch. But think about that team that he put together, dude.
Hey,
We were killing it.
How about this? Think about the team that I put together.
Yeah, that was
You just named half of them.
You basically stole 85 free agent and made it Hutch.
Yeah. Hey, Don Crupi, who else do you have on that team?
Exactly.
Just hand me your roster and let me just change the name, the name of the team on the back.
But you know what was awesome about Don? I will tell you that was one of the hardest decisions I had to make was to leave Don to go to Hutch. Dude, I felt like I was betraying him. But, Don was like, dude, this is a great opportunity. You should absolutely take this. The offer that you have is phenomenal. We can't match that. But what did Don do? He puts together another team on the backside of that with Kenny May, Matt Hayden. And these guys are killers too, man. Like he put together another team that was just lethal. Awesome guy, dude.
Hey,
Free agent was
Anybody who had the privilege to have Don Crupi in their life is better for it. Let me see what you got.
oh.
Yeah. He's got the jacket. He's got the jacket.
hey, so
Yeah.
so check it out. This is how good Don Crupi was, right?
Yes.
National number one free agent team. The team. What makes it really good is look at this.
That's so
ABA
good.
national number one team, 87, 88, 89.
Man.
Yes.
After I stole all his good writers.
I know. And you know what else? You know what Don did as well? When that whole free agent thing kind of folded, the teams kind of went away. Don went over to Crupi and it was Haro Crupi. And he did the same thing at Haro as well. He was like Big E, man. He had the ability to see kids and realize if this kid gets underneath my 10 by 10 and I can influence him in a positive way, I know this kid can go to the next level. And he would do that with riders.
In a different style than Big E.
In a different style than Big E.
Yeah.
There was definitely a different style.
Yeah. Big E never said, I want you to kill that kid. I want you to get him. Yeah, cut me, Mick. Cut me, Mick.
Exactly.
He was
Don
was awesome.
Don was, he could have been in the Rocky movies, no doubt.
Yeah. I always, when I first got to know Don, I thought, dude, this guy's in the mafia.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Hollywood, I guarantee you that he knew mafia peeps. He grew up back there,
definitely.
man.
He was such a good
100%.
Love that guy. Yep. Okay, so that was pedals.
Yeah, but he had Crupi pedals. They were good pedals too.
Yeah.
Crupi pedals. Oh man. Let's see. So Crupi pedal, that was pedals. So I have two more.
Oh.
I only have two more. Wheels. This is kind of a good one. Because I don't know that I'm sure neither one of you ever had Moto Mags. No. I didn't.
No.
Did you ever have Tough Wheels?
I rode Tough Wheels one time, and they were graphites. And I said, you can have these things. Dude, they were so slow. They were horrible.
So
I never had them. Z rims. I had.
Well,
I didn't race on them though. I had them before I started racing.
Oh,
I can't. There should be an asterisk next to Richie Anderson's name about how many more races he could have won had he been on regular wheels. Same as Sherry Elliott.
I was just gonna, dude. You stole my thunder. I was just gonna say. I mean, Sherry. It made no. You could have put Sherry Elliott on flat tires and square wheels. She just crushed them. Yeah. But she was so good. Tough Wheels made no difference for her.
They didn't.
When Perry Kramer talked about, he just put a Tough Wheel just on the front.
On the front.
Yeah.
Just on the front.
It makes sense.
He told everyone, he goes, well, once it gets going, it just pulls you along the track.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I rode those things one time, man. I thought yeah, man, BC Dave got me some graphite ones. And I tried them. I was like, you got to be kidding. I remember talking with him and saying, Dave, why do people run these things? And,
did they just feel heavy? Like sluggish?
Yes.
Sluggish. Yeah.
Really, really. Like you would come out of the gate and it was just like, they'd wind up and then they'd start going. But man, they were so flexy and just sluggish and heavy. And
when we were on CW for a short time, we were sponsored by Skyway and we had to all run Tough Wheels. And I thought they looked great. And they, I didn't have to worry about bending rims or what have you. And those graphite ones were stiff in the turns. They didn't flex like you'd think they would. They were stiff. Yeah. They were good wheels. And I thought they were good. I didn't see any difference until I went back to wire wheels.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as you go back to the other ones, you go, oh, it was like lightning out of the gate.
Dude, it's like when you go to the ballpark and you watch the baseball players and they're warming up with the donut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take the donut off the bat.
Oh yeah, right.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Oh, those were horrible.
Well, I wouldn't say I will not say they were horrible. They were good wheels, really good wheels. And if you were just if you didn't get good starts, it didn't matter. But they were great. I mean, and they look. I mean, I think to me they're iconic. They're beautiful, especially graphites with those gold campy hubs.
Yes,
yeah,
with the gold campy with the gold webbing in there in the hub area. Yeah, they look beautiful, and when they're rolling and the way they're spinning, they look awesome. But
it's cool looking.
I just couldn't get past. I mean, dude, I just wanted to go as fast as I could, and I couldn't go as fast as I wanted to on that bike, on those wheels.
Well, I'll tell you this: in the 70s, you could always tell, it was a good bike because it had tough wheels, and all the different colors, yellow, blue, red. But it made very cool.
But I'll tell you what, Hollywood, it made sense in the 70s because the tracks were different. Yeah, they were steeper, downhill. They were rougher.
Oh, so and the wheels weren't any good. Yeah, everyone was running big 105 gauge spokes and big heavy.
But it would make sense to run a wheel that had a little bit of flex to it, a little bit of give on courses like that you would have in the 70s. But when we got into racing in cow barns with a 12-foot start hill and flat ground, it was like, you got to have the lightest wheels that you could have, man.
Yeah, you got to get going. You got to pedal fast over that cow manure.
Yeah,
well, exactly. How come? Why do you think Moto Mags didn't go well then? I mean, they were around for a little while.
I mean, they went well. They sold every pair they made back in the day because that was like after the first Schwinn Stingray wheels. That was the first BMX wheel, and to me, still the most iconic BMX wheel. That's what. Well,
hey, I was going to say, let me see your elbow.
Right,
dude. I cannot believe you got that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. I get more.
Got a slingshot on the other arm.
I get more comments. Get more comments about that tattoo than any other. It's because they go, "Oh man, that's a Moto Mag." Yeah, it's but that is the most, to me, is the most iconic BMX wheel.
Magnesium too, right? They were made out of magnesium.
Yeah.
Were they heavy?
Heavy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Heavy. Dude, I had Kovaci wheels.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I was going to ask you about the question, right? Because when you say wheels, when you say Kovaci wheels, that's a wheel builder.
Yes.
Not a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Kovaci was a wizard.
Yeah.
He was a literal wheel building wizard. Yeah.
He would tension every spoke the same. I mean, those things were dialed, and he would just give me wheels.
Yeah.
And I never bent them. They were always so straight and so smooth. Somehow they always worked better when they were Kovaci built.
And they stayed true for a long time.
It's because he tensioned every single spoke. He was so good, man.
Yeah.
So good. God bless him. God bless his soul.
What about brands? What hubs, rims?
Campy
hubs.
Look at you, C Record.
Yeah.
Look at you, C Record.
Yeah, Campy. He built array of rims on Campy hubs.
Those C Records were they're so beautiful. They still are, man. I actually, it's funny. I showed my boys, we were looking at bike parts and stuff, and they were talking about mountain bike wheels and stuff. And I said, hey, why don't you search up Campy C Records? And they looked them up. I was like, they were blown away at how beautiful the hubs were. Those hubs, the symmetry of those hubs and the way the flange is with the ovalized part with the flat part, and how it has that star shape. It's just like, it's so symmetrical and perfect. I think they're the most beautiful hubs.
They are. And having taller hubs made the wheel stronger. That's what Kovaci told me.
It's true.
Makes total.
That's true.
That does make sense.
They're good wheels. Yeah. When I had to switch to Hutch hubs, it was, he still would build my wheels, but they were on Hutch hubs, and they were sealed bearings, but they had a little bit of play in them.
Yeah.
But they were, those are good wheels too. All right.
You know what other hubs I liked, Hollywood?
What's that?
Do you remember in Orange Y when those guys came out with the what is it? I think they were Sunlight turbos
with the holes drilled in them.
Yeah, dude.
Remember those, JV?
No.
Oh,
no. The rims are the hubs.
They were rim. Yeah, but they also made hubs.
I remember the rims with the holes in them.
Those are Pro Class. Those are Hutch Pro Class or Mongoose Pro Class.
Mongoose Pro Class.
Oh yeah. You could change that like strip.
Yeah, the color strip. Yeah.
So crazy. So crazy.
There was another rim I used for a very short period of time on Hutch, and they were from the guy that had them was from Tucson, Jeff Pasquale.
Mm-hmm.
His dad did them, and they had grooves on the side. They were super light.
You're talking about Ambrosia?
Yeah, Ambrosias.
Oh yeah.
I actually have a pair of Ambrosia hoops, believe it or not, in my hoarder stash in my garage. I have a set of Ambrosia rims right now in my garage.
I remember they were super light.
Yes.
And they had, where they seamed together, it was a hoop, and where it seamed together, they had something in between. But sometimes where the grooves, where the brake pads went, they didn't line up perfect. And you drag your brakes, you go tunk, 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 tunk.
Yeah. Hit catch.
But they were super light. I used them for a short period of time, but every once in a while they would separate a little bit right at the seam. They were good. Man. Those are good. Yeah.
I had
his son was fast.
The guys at you remember, I don't know if you remember Craig Mitchell.
Sure.
From A1.
Heck yeah.
A1 bikes in Westminster. They built me a set of Susie sealed hubs with Ambrosia rims. And I remember when me and my mom were going to get those things on the way to Orange Y. We stopped at the shop on the way to Orange Y with and they were 1 3/8. Oh my gosh, dude. I was seventh heaven. It was unbelievable how much faster my bike was. Gosh, the things you remember. Good stuff.
Other than chain, the last thing we can talk about is, and I saved it for last.
Oh,
tires. What were your favorite tires? What do you think the best tires were?
The only I can think is like Comp 3s are in my head for some reason. Comp 3?
Yeah, Mitsubishi Comp 3s.
Is
175 or 2125?
Big one in the front and a small one in the back.
Yeah, Comp 2s were good too when they came out. Do you remember Comp 2s, Hollywood?
Sure.
They were good, but Comp 3s were just another level.
It really changed BMX.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, when I first, before it was Cheng Shen, everyone just ran Cheng Shen tires, 2125 front and rear.
Yeah.
And then 175 came around. And then people would use Carlisle aggressors on the front. I did.
Yeah.
And it was such a heavy tire. Such a heavy tire.
I know.
And it was square. And it was square.
Yeah. Daryl Young continued to use those.
I used it because Steve Giberson told me to use it.
Yeah.
And then
Team Daddy-O.
Yep, Team Daddy-O. And then came the snake bellies.
Yeah.
Yep. Cycle Pro snake bellies, right?
Yep. That was the next real game changer. And then came Comp 3s, and it was kind of that was it forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
And I for a while I tried 175 front and rear. And on some tracks you could do it. I couldn't believe how much faster out of the gate it was, but you definitely noticed the difference when you got to the first turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any other, I forgot one, the major one, the one I didn't want to talk about. How about number plates?
Oh.
I really didn't want to talk about it because,
because you had some.
No, because why not? I'll tell you when I start, I'll tell you why I didn't want to talk about them, but I feel like I need to. Yeah. So JV, I know yours, JV, by far. I know yours. And EC, I'm not sure which one I would pick for you, but I want to hear JV tell his.
Mine is a 09.
Yeah.
100%. The one and the one I don't know what the name of it was. The one you would wrap around your handlebar to flatten the front.
Well, they
You
were
know?
supposed to wrap around your bars sideways.
Sideways, right?
Yeah,
but
but
then
everyone wrapped them over.
That's what the cool kids did. The cool kids took the handlebar wrap part and you folded it over the crossbar, and then you took the Velcros on the side. That was
right.
And then because everybody was doing that, then they made the other one that came over the top.
They made one that was made for that?
Yeah. They made a second bar where the thing just
Oh.
came over the top.
Huh.
You were way too cool for that, JV.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't need that secondary afterthought. Yeah.
Right. Old school.
Keeping
Yeah.
it real, baby.
That's right. Yeah, 09 for sure for me. For a long time.
That was not going to be a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
EC, I don't know. Because you used a lot of different plates.
I did.
I know. I don't know which one you would pick.
So I remember when I was able to get sponsored by 09, I thought, man, that was the next best thing, right? And I truly loved it, and I think they were super iconic.
Mhm.
And then Ron Bonner at UGP, it's now, I think his company's now Shadow. UGP came out with these plates, and I thought they were super cool because they had these really cool graphics on them, and he had these old school shapes where they were circular and stuff. But I will say my favorite plate that I ran was when I came back from racing motorcycles. I went into my parents' garage and I found an original ABA issue square white plate. And I took that thing, and my dad had these numbers. My dad worked down on the docks, and so they had these huge numbers. I mean, they were big. They just fit perfect on that white board, on that white square board.
Yeah.
And they were used to number the containers down at the docks where my dad worked. So he would bring me stacks of numbers, and the numbers fit perfect on that board, man. And so when I came back to racing, I ran this old school whiteboard. People lost their shit about it. Donnie Robinson actually started running one too because he loved it so much. So for me, no brand, the standard issue white square board with my dad's numbers that he got from his work, that was my favorite plate ever.
Wow.
That's
Well,
cool.
you know what? I don't want to offend anybody. I've been sponsored by a lot of plate companies.
I agree. It's hard, right? Because
Right?
you don't want to piss people off. I mean,
Right.
I ran Crip plates. I loved
I was gonna say,
Crit.
God bless
I
Mike
love those.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yep. He's one of the funniest guys in BMX. I love
Agreed.
that guy.
Yep.
Great plate and a longtime supporter of BMX.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Him and Mike Savage both love them both. Great guys. You could never Kevin Shepman. Oh my gosh. We talked about how he would show up to the races in his big bag, and he would just make you a custom plate, bam,
God.
right on the spot.
Right there.
09, from inside feeling to make you feel special. Like, I know when I got sponsored by 09, that was a moment for me where I was like, wow, I actually made it. I actually got to that level because, like you said, Hollywood, they would always have that bag, and they'd always have the wrist wraps and they would pull the plate out right there and put the numbers on and put the stickers on and all those geometrical shaped stickers and stuff. We'll call it the Maui and Sons, but it was 09. They would build those plates right there, and only the fastest guys got that.
And that was the thing. And that was the thing, EC, that he wouldn't just give you the plate and the numbers and the stickers.
He built it right there.
He did it right there. You would wait. And
yes. And what a genius.
Yeah.
What a marketing genius.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was fast, and he put the stickers on straight.
Yes.
I was neither one of those.
Yeah.
It was
amazing.
It was so much better to have him do it than him having it give it to you and show up. Hey, here's my 09 plate with all your numbers crooked and stickers off. Yeah, it's terrible.
But when you got fast enough, if you were able to get fast enough to get that type of support, for me, that was one of the best feelings ever. Was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to get a 09 plate out of the bag.
Kevin and Owen Shepman, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. I'm going to throw one more out there. I'm not
Wait,
saying.
wait. Did you say your plate? Is it
No,
09?
no, I did not. I did not say my plate. I did not say that's my favorite plate.
Yes.
Let's go.
And
You're
you were a
playing
09
politics
guy for a
minute.
while.
I was a 09 guy for a long time, and was my plate of choice, and was a 09 guy. Although I never ever wore 09 pants. I was never sponsored by them. I never used them, but I always used. Did you ever put on a pair of 09 pants?
Me?
DC? Yeah,
I did. You know when I did it? When I came back to racing, because I told you guys every year I'd race at Coal Canyon just to make beer money.
yeah.
So I'd just show up and race B Pro, make a couple $100 and then go spend it at Havasu. One year I borrowed Tommy Brackens wanted to sponsor me. So I wore Tommy's jersey. I didn't have pants to match. Russ had a pair of
Russ LeBaron?
Yeah, he had a pair of Stu's Bike Center 09 pants that matched the colors. So he loaned them to me. So I wore Russ's pants to match Bracken's jersey. And they were amazing leathers.
That's what I was telling Mike.
JV always bragged how great his pants were.
Dude, they were amazing.
How you could hit the ground and then you'd get up and your pants were fine, unlike ours that would just blow apart if you wore like Max pants or Aero pants. What's amazing about your story about your pants is you had a Tommy Bracken's jersey, you had Russ LeBaron's pants with Stu Thompson's Bike Shop's logo on it.
Yes. Dude, all I cared about was beer money, bro. I would just show up. I'd ride in my backyard for about a month and get kind of tuned up. And then I would just cherry pick and go race B Pro. I'd make like $600 because it was a pretty big race. So third
in the motos, fourth in the semi, and third or fourth in the third, fourth, fifth in the main. And
dude, beer money was good.
Yeah.
And all those guys that trained all year long, sassafras.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, here I go. So of all the plates that were out there, my favorite, it has to be the best plate ever.
Wow.
Has to be the best plate ever. When Bob Harrow made a custom plate for you back in the 70s and early 80s, when you saw those guys on the cover of the magazine with a Harrow plate with a custom made number that he made on it when he made on his stove, to me that is the greatest number plate ever.
Yeah.
And everything after that was basically
he was the original.
The original.
Yeah.
And still, when hand cut plate that was folded, he heated it up over the stove. When you look at those numbers back, every single one of them looked fantastic.
Yeah, he was the first. You're right, Mike. He was the first guy to look at it and say, instead of having
the square white,
or the circle one, I can add my artistic touch because Bob is such an amazing artist, and I can add and then he put the lightning bolts on it and the graphics and this. I mean, those plates were beautiful.
It was round, right? Like round on the bottom. Those ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were round on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then they came up onto the handlebars.
Right.
Yeah. And the custom numbers and Stu's big number one he made. And
those plates are iconic plates, man.
For sure.
Yeah. I agree.
And a shout out to Scott Snook and the Bobber plate.
Oh, the Bomber plate.
The Bomber plate. Now, maybe I don't know if they were good plates or not. I never used them, but I just love Scott Snook. He was such a great guy.
Oh man,
what a law and a phenomenal BMX announcer. He was a great guy. Loved him. Miss him. Well, guys, I think we've covered the favorite and best of bike parts.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, good. That was a good topic. That we we just came into this thing freestyling.
Dude, I thought of it this morning.
That was great.
I seriously, I was on an early morning bike ride and I thought of it. I was like, dude, we talked about the janky, crappy stuff.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. You were doing an early morning what?
I was spending time with my beautiful bride, and we happened to be riding bicycles.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, two
Look at
thumbs
that.
up on
That's
that.
what we
That's
do.
fantastic.
Yeah. And to have to make up for those beers I just drank, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a balance, right?
Oh, you know what it is? I'm getting ready. I'm training
That's right.
for the Frogtown Classic.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah. Training for the Frogtown Classic. Oh, man. Well, you guys are all, this is great. Loved it, man.
I'm not done if you guys aren't.
Oh no, we're done.
Are we?
Yeah, we're done. We're gonna stop. We're gonna change t-shirts and we're gonna come back and do another.
That's what that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go take a piss, get more beer, and then we'll do another one.
All right. Hey, the Dirty Knobs are going to be live. Can you believe it? Live event at the Frogtown Classic BMX Days. That's going to be at Angels Camp, California, September 9th through the 11th. Check it out. Make sure you go on to Facebook and look at Frogtown Classic BMXdays.com. Check out all the information. Hey, Dirty Knobs, we're asking you, our friends, to make a donation on behalf of John Cruz to the Davis Finney Foundation. And that can be done at davisfinneyfoundation.org. That's DAVISPHINNEY foundation.org. Listen, your gift makes a difference, and together we're helping people live better and building healthier Parkinson's communities. So listen, on behalf of John Cruz and the three of us here at the Dirty Knobs, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, you bunch of dirty knobs. I'm going to send a box out to somebody who subscribes. So please do that. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Comment if you have anything to say. We'd love to hear it. And we will be back out here in 2 weeks with another one. And thanks to our sponsors. Speaking of which, we are going to read some commercials to you now. Thanks for showing our sponsors the love, because they're showing it to us. Thanks again, and we'll catch up to you soon. And then sing it out right now.
All right, coming live and direct from the Colt Clubhouse in Santa Ana, California. Come on down and get all your BMX needs. We're giving away free air for your tires. That's all I got, brother.
That's great. That's great. All right. Now.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Kinda, designed for your journey. On the road, on the trail, or on the racetrack, you can count on Kinda quality. Our tires are engineered for performance and value across a wide range of interest and applications. See why Kinda is the right choice. It's your move.
Imagine how bikes can lead to a healthier, more connected world. Bikes set us apart, free to explore and move and experience our relationships with people and places like nothing else can. At Ceres, we don't just imagine a more bikeable world. We're all in, making it happen.
SR Sun Tour shares your passion of cycling. We are committed to giving you the highest level of service in the industry, along with products that hopefully will exceed your expectations. Serving riders is the cornerstone of our business, and we pride ourselves in doing it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Velocity Bike Park is the premier bike park for riders in Southern California, with 25 miles of world-class trails, obstacles, flow track, and races for mountain biking, gravel, and BMX.
ABC, the American BMX Company, bringing you brands like Race Inc., Cook Brothers, Botima, Box, Kuwahara, and BMX Action. Check them out at abmxc.com.
Hey BMXers, Todd Huffman here. I want to invite everyone to Angels Camp this September 9th through the 11th for the Frogtown Classic BMX Days. 3 days of racing old and new bikes on the famous 40-year-old original downhill Frogtown track. No starting lights or recorded voice and no clips. Only loads of fun riding for all ages. Gary Turner Bike Show, swap meet, vendors, and BMX legends. Plus, it's free. RV parking and camping available. Visit us at frogtownclassicbmxdays.com and find us on social media.
ODI Grips, the world leader in grip technology, home of the lock-on grip system. Check them out over at www.odigrips.com. Mega Design Group is a full-service marketing firm. They handle everything from logos to advertising to packaging. Having over 25 years experience in the print and marketing fields, they can handle any hurdle. Check it out at megadesigngroup.com. Cool Stop Brake Pads. High performance bicycle brake pads since 1977. Check them out at coolstop.com. That's KOOLSTOP.com. Supercross BMX. What can we say? Our lives revolve around BMX. Founded in 1989 to build the ultimate BMX race frame, they've never strayed from that vision. Hey, for more details, check it out at supercrossbmx.com. Amy Grips is dedicated to using all of its manufacturing strengths, including engineering, research, and development, to successfully prepare for future growth while demanding that the quality of its products provide consumers with complete satisfaction. Making grips since 1974. Check them out at amegrips.com.
If you have a Sena cycling helmet, you know what it's like to ride connected. Sena got their start in communications for the motorcycling industry, where they're now a leader. Sena brought their same tech that goes into those helmet-to-helmet motorcycle communication systems into cycling helmets. Sena bike helmets have an integrated microphone and 2 speakers hidden right into the shell. Sena helmets connect together on a mesh or Bluetooth network so you can talk to your friends while you ride without shouting over wind noise, even if you're not side by side. That is super cool, especially in the trails. Sena helmets also pair with smartphones, so you can listen to your playlist without blocking out ambient noise, and you can take phone calls and even hear turn-by-turn GPS directions.
Check out the podcasts that we listen to. These are our friends. We wouldn't be here without their help, so give them a check out. And finally, keep it dirty.